Welcome to Dracula Daily for our 8th installment, May 12th. And we are back at Castle Dracula. We've talked quite a bit about how Dracula himself is captivating and interesting, even if there's nothing supernatural going on. One thing that we haven't said is that Dracula is evil and terrible, even if something supernatural isn't going on. Today we're getting a sense of that because a lot in this journal entry is set up for things that will happen later. Can I keep parts of my business secret? Is it possible to have more than one solicitor? Don't sleep in rooms other than your bedroom. So we're getting lots of setup for things that will pay off later, and all of these things are nefarious. None of these things require Dracula to be a vampire. These are all things that are being told to us by Jonathan. Something that is being shown to us by Jonathan is that he's coming to thrive in his nocturnal existence, and he's looking out the window and noting how beautiful the landscape is. The last time he looked out the window, he was intimidated by it, and I think that is an interesting little warning bell that Jonathan isn't hearing because he's actually now captivated by Dracula. And this brings up another interesting thing that's happening throughout the storytelling. It's something that happens in Game of Thrones and Song of Ice and Fire. The story is playing out. We're getting intrigue, drama, fear, mood setting, foreshadowing, but we're not getting a lot of supernatural. We're allowing the supernatural to fall into the background. In Game of Thrones, the very first scene that we see in season 1 involves an incredible, terrifying supernatural experience. And then the entire season moves forward without any magic happening at all, until we get the dragons at the end. Something similar is happening here. Obviously, we're not waiting all the way until the end, but we're letting all of the supernatural things fall by the wayside. They're all drifting into the background because the natural things that are happening are terrifying. And then at the very end of this installment, Dracula climbs down the outside of his castle with the dexterity of a lizard. It's terrifying. It's so unnatural. He even climbs down the wall face down like no human would ever do. And it jars us back into the reality that we are, in fact, not just dealing with a terrifying person, but with a supernatural monster.